Yo, what's up guys? Video about the current state of Etheria restart. You probably have seen a few people already make videos about it, but I did want to share my voice as well, just to simply have the voice of more strength, of more people saying like, hey, something is wrong, and then there's more likelihood of something to do about. Plus, I also have a few other takes that maybe some of the other content creators did not really have, and that is the thing, what is the fix? Or what should they do? Because I do like to give feedback of saying like, okay, first of all, what is wrong? But I do also want to state, how can they fix things? And sure, like more communication, but like some actual fixing things in game. So, first of all, the big issue right now is that there's really a lack of communication. And before, we always had a lot of communication. There was a lot of stuff going back and forth. Jack, the developer, or I think he's the PD, but not 100% sure what his actual role is. But the one that we also saw in the hyperlink videos, that one was actually always very involved, and that's also what I heard from other content creators such as Zox, which pretty much just said like, yo, if there was something wrong, he would just step in and he would actually answer the question and that kind of stuff. So he was very involved. But now it definitely feels a little bit like you're starting your new job. The first week you give like 250%, or the first month you give 250%. The moment you're out of your trial phase, you're like, ha, got the job now, guys. See, I'm sleeping on the job right now. It's going great. Like, we're kind of getting that kind of feeling, right? I think everyone can pretty much agree on that. It's like, yo, they release the game and suddenly it's like radio silence on things going wrong. So what are the things going on? Well, first of all, the 2x event was maybe an expectation from our side that was wrong. Could definitely be a thing. But at least communicate is like, hey, we see a lot of you people echo out in the community, within the streams, within the videos. I'm pretty sure they should be watching that. There's always community managers for the game that are watching a lot of content, and then also have to give that as feedback towards developers or any producer or any kind of higher up, like the big potatoes. The small potatoes talk to the big potatoes, and then maybe something happens. Very simple explanation. But the small potatoes most likely have says like, yo, everyone's talking about the X2. Why is that not happening? And then the big potatoes were like, it's fine, we're just not gonna do it. So those are one of those things. Everyone's saving this kind of stuff for apparently no reason, or maybe a reason that comes way further down the line. We still do not really know. So that's the issue of what's going on. But more practical, what are the big changes? Well, first of all, it's not necessarily a nerf to a character, but a change to a boss, which really hard nerfs a specific character. And we have seen that first of all with the Shadow Sania, or Sania, whatever you want to call it. And that is that in here, you can no longer dot the boss. But the weird thing is, you cannot really find it here that it's immune to dots. At least in here, it's barely readable. But if you actually go into a match, and this is where it gets even more annoying for me, because the first time people said this, I'm like, I can't even find that shit. What the hell are you talking about? It's over here, but it's here on the screen right now. Technically, not really. You have to scroll this down. Okay, besides this, for you, I designed this is the worst thing I've seen in a long time. That how do you know that this is scrollable? It doesn't even look remotely close to scrollable. Where's the scroll bar here thingy on the side or something? I have no freaking clue. But yeah, we cannot dot this anymore. I think if they did this from the start of the release of the game, totally fine. No one would have complained. You know, you pull a Shadow Sania, you can't use it in an Aurora. Totally fine, no issue. I think it's even fair. Like, sure, this thing dotting is a little bit OP. To be honest, it's PV. I don't give a shit if people dot this. I can clear this regardless. And if you put more effort, you can clear this regardless. Not that dots are the only way to clear it. Maybe in Inferno, kind of, but that will be for the first few days, and when people clear it regardless. Anyways, so PvE nerfs in the first place are kind of weird. But yeah, this was like hard nerfed after people were already visiting Latices into that kind of stuff. And that is one of those things that I would be like, I don't really like that. You had 4 betas on this game, at least I think it's 4. But 4 betas on this game should have tackled those kind of issues already by a really long shot. Then also recently we actually had the Seada getting a soft lock nerf kind of thing. Because Seada is definitely at this thing that we're fighting right now. You see that it's stacking an insane amount on this buff. Wait, not over here. Buffs, yeah, this one. Enemy over here. We just took it gone. This one. This revenge right now is no longer stealable, whereas a Seada would steal like a stack of like 10 of those and then would do an insane amount of damage. So people were actually focusing a lot of Latices into Seada, being like, hey, I don't want to Doki Doki this, but I want to use Yada for this dungeon and then also for Aurora. Makes a lot of sense. But then they're like, halfway in the game, it's like, oh, you already invested a lot of Latice into that? Yeah, actually, it's kind of OP. Let's remove that. It's like, but why? It's like, but why? That doesn't make that much sense in the first place. And sure, Yada's nowhere near like a super OP unit in the first place that you would have to like target nerf that. So yeah, those are kind of things. And then also the but why? What's going on? No communication. Once again, it's kind of weird. We also have this one thing with the, I think it was the, that's actually a hard target on a unit itself, where we go for the Veronica. Veronica was having a buff where you just simply could not die, but now it's changed to a soul ward or something. I'm not entirely sure what's changed, but before you just simply couldn't die, but now right now it's this. And you cannot extend that. And people were extending this. And yeah, sure, it's kind of niche. Is it in PvP super OP? I don't know, because you need multiple units to play. It's like one of those things you lose against once, you read up what it does, and then you never lose against that again. I don't really see the big issue. It's kind of niche, it's kind of funny. And is this kind of the point where you would say everything that is OP is gonna get nerfed? Because I can tell you, a lot of people are fearing for this dude. If you touch this one, I think it's game over. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very honest with this one. If they start hard nerf, it's like, everyone is using the thing. He's good in PV. Let's just karate chop this guy. I think then you karate chop a lot more. So, if anyone is watching this video from XD Company, I highly recommend you don't do it. Just don't. But yeah, that's one of those things. Once again, it's like, everyone is kind of fearing for their Latices right now. Everyone's fearing for their investments right now. Everyone's fearing for like, okay, should I be building this or that because maybe it's too good and therefore it gets a nerf without any notice, without any changes, without any notifications. And that's the thing where I would say any changed unit is free reset. So any buff or nerf, doesn't matter what unit or if it's like slightly targeted to that unit because of a certain boss mechanic or anything, any changed unit should be a free reset. So you can just choose to free reset that. I've seen that in different games. For example, Summoners War Chronicles does that. Not the best of games at the moment, but sure. That thing is actually what they do really good. And most of the time, like 90 to 95% of the people see a nerf on the character, they immediately refund. And then in the end, about 50 to 60% of the people start putting back those resources into those units again because the nerf wasn't as bad. That is definitely one of those things. If reset or if nerf is reset. If change is reset. I don't even care if you classify it as a buff or a nerf. If the mechanic of a unit is changed, it should be a free reset. What's also really strange for me is that Hoyan was slightly changed. So, Hoyan is currently changed, which I think, in my opinion, is a nerf. We didn't pull it yet, so it's not that much of an issue. But just the idea. We have a wound over here, it's still the same. We have a damage boost over here, but it's a damage boost. But if we're looking at the video that is posted by the official Etheria restart, which we have right over here, we can spot the difference. Defense breach. Ignore defense. This thing was posted 2 days ago. That's one of those things where I'm like, wait, that's kind of strange too. Even your promotion video is not showing the unit as active as it is right now. Damage boost, defense break. It's like, or ignore defense. So that's kind of one of those things that, I don't know, like sure, this is just different wording. But I'm pretty sure if we scroll through a little bit, skill 3. Also the passive was changed a little bit, sure, whatever. But at least update these videos. Like if you do something different, I don't mind, but update those videos. It does just make a lot of sense to keep these things. Like there's a 2-day-old video on the official channel that's already wrong. Like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of one of those things where the communication somewhere also within the company is therefore not really going the way it's supposed to go. So those are the few things that we do want to address with all of the content creators are making these videos as I am right now. And also just to echo the voices, what we hear in the community as well, because yeah, you're just not really going to get that. Is that false advertisement? Technically it is. Technically it is. Sure, you could go in and you can check it yourself over here. But if you just watch the video and you're like, ooh, ignore defense, I really need that. And you start spending on summoning that and you didn't know because you don't check anything else than the official site, which is definitely an option. And let's pull her right here, or not. But yeah, that is kind of one of those things. It's a little bit of an issue. So it might be that they have like an internal issue of communication. It might also definitely be that, for example, Jack really wants to talk about things, but his higher ups told him, is like, yo, you're spilling too many tea, you're spilling too many beans, you cannot be saying this much. And that could maybe be a thing. So is that like a dev, like a company internal issue? I don't know. I don't know how to write, but that doesn't mean, or that doesn't matter. So besides that, that could be a thing. But what would they have to step up is like communicate like you did in the beta. I think that's just like, this is fair. Like the moment that they had the issue with like dupes working or not working in RTA, that kind of part, like how they addressed that, I was like, yo, this company is insane. This company was so good with like addressing that. And they said like, okay, we have banners of guaranteed banners, we made them from 100 to an 80, and we want to make it more free-to-play friendly, and we want to do this and that and blah blah blah, that kind of good stuff. I was like, yo, I have so much faith in this. But now it's like kind of like, don't get me wrong, I really like the game. I'm not bashing on the game itself. I really do like the game, and I really hope the game thrives, because so far I've been streaming this every day for like 6 to 12 hours every day. I've been making daily videos on this, and I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely, I'm having so much fun with it, explaining, making guides, just grinding the gear, not being that much into PvP yet because my account isn't there ready yet, and I've been focusing more on PvE first. But at some point we're gonna do like 10 hours of like freaking RTA if I can fight matches for that long and that kind of stuff. I'm really looking forward to grinding more and more of this game. But the few things that are kind of like hiccups, like the communication, it's breaking so much dent into a solid wall, which was like, yo, this is just, we're going good, we're going hard, everyone is enjoying it. And then it's like, oof. 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 Like there's a little bit too many oofs going on right now, if you hear me talk. So once again, let me know in the comments what you think about it. I hope this video will reach one community manager, and then a small potato can talk to a big potato about what we think, but they probably do watch other channels as well. Also, if I call you a small potato, no offense, it's just the hierarchy and rules, that's all. Before anyone gets offended by that, no offend intent in that one whatsoever. So, yeah, let's hope they address something, or at least give like a notification of like, hey, this happened, and this is what we're gonna do. I think game-wise, the biggest thing they can do, if any unit is changed, free reset. Straight up, 100% free reset. Then for those things, I think it's just communicate as you did in the beta. I think you're already done. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to do as what you were doing before. That's about all. And don't be like, okay, hey, as I mentioned at the start as well, you were on a new job. First month of trial, you put like 250%, and then afterwards you're like, haha, trial period is over. I'm gonna be doing the rest of the week like this, and I'm not gonna communicate, and I'm going to be ending the video like this. Guys, thanks a lot for watching, and see ya later. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.